Rev up your engines!
Well, I just read an article, and for once I agree with someone. He said that the most affordable all-wheel drive hybrid SUV in 2024 is the Toyota Corolla Cross. And I do have to agree. Now, it's a smaller SUV, but it's the most affordable hybrid SUV out there for what you get. I mean, there are stuff that are cheaper, but not the quality of a Toyota. Now, they start at only $28,000, and that is dirt cheap for a Toyota SUV that's hybrid. That is. And they get great gas mileage. It's proven technology, right? If you're looking for one that size, I'd say definitely check one out. The thing is, for some people, that's too small. If you don't need a big giant one, I was even thinking about getting one if somebody ever smashes into one of our Toyotas or our Lexus. I'd have to replace it with something, right? And I think about something like that. Of course, I'm so cheap, even 28 grand. I'd wait until I could find a used one. But 28 grand, that is dirt cheap for that kind of car. The average car is over 45 grand. And this is much better than the average car. It'll outlast them, get phenomenal gas mileage. So if you're looking for something like that, hey, check one out, see what you think. Well, here's something, we'll see if it's a milestone or not. The first electric car equipped with solid-state batteries is now on sale in China. It's called the IML6. It costs a little bit less than $40,000. They claim it has a range of 621 miles. Now, this is called IM Motors. It's a Chinese company. And it's called the IML6 Lightyear Max, because it's the maximum range one they have. Pretty sharp-looking car, I gotta say. It's a 900-volt battery system, and since it can be recharged up to 400 kilowatts, it can get a charge that'll let it go 249 more miles in only 12 minutes when it's at a supercharger. Now that's something that, if it works, hey, it's a game changer, right? If you can really get 249 miles of range in 12 minutes, then people can travel around. You're kind of sick of driving after you've driven 250 miles, right? You want to stop, pee, or whatever, and if you got a gasoline car, you top the tank up. Well, in this case, you could top it up, and away you go. You still need a hellacious infrastructure with superchargers to charge it up, but we'll see. Is this battery going to hold up? Will it charge that fast and not degrade? Maybe they'll fall apart in a short period of time. It's a very good test. They're kind of lying about saying it's a solid-state battery. It's a part solid state. The battery is actually a semiconductor battery. It still uses an electrolyte combined a fluid with a solid component. So technically it's a semi-solid. The Chinese are lying saying, we got a solid state battery. No, it's semi-solid state, right? It's like the difference between a hybrid car and a pure battery EV. So as usual, we're being lied to by the media and the Chinese saying, well, we got the solid. It's not a solid state. It is semi-solid state. Kind of made me wonder about it in the first place. They're saying solid state, semi-solid state, right? But if it can really go 621 miles, and it can really charge up 249 miles of power in just 12 minutes, that'd be the beginning of a game changer. We'll see. So keep your eye on this company. IM6 Lightyear Max. See if they do hold up. See what happens around the rest of the world. As it stands now, you can only buy them in China. So let them test. They can be the guinea pigs, right? And if they do make something that actually works, hey. But I'm not holding my breath about an actual fully solid state battery until I see a company like Toyota making them and selling them. Because this is only semi, but if the semi one does hold up, who knows, maybe they'll all blow up. Maybe they'll fall apart after you recharge them 100 times or something. Nobody knows, so we'll watch this and see what happens. Well, you know, they stopped that self-driving taxi stuff in San Francisco, but now it's back, and check out the picture. 7 Waymo robo-taxis block traffic to San Francisco freeway on-ramp. They're out and they're already blocking traffic. They now allowed the Waymo. They didn't let the other ones. Waymo, come on in. And they're already blocking traffic. And the hilarious thing about this is the Waymos are the self-driving robo-taxis, right? But San Francisco's letting them try it out. And they have a non-driving driver in it. So there's even somebody in the car with them now. These aren't all by themselves yet. The company's only testing on a freeway with a human driver in the front seat. There were cones, so the first robo-taxi moved out of the way and stopped. The cones confused it, right? And then all the other ones followed. And it got so bad that fed-up drivers in San Francisco got out of their cars, moved the cones out of the way, and then drove around. So all I gotta say about Waymo is, keep it way far away from me. I don't want them in the areas that I'm in. They're causing problems. What do we need robo-taxis for? Come on, people. A lot of people make a living driving people around. When I travel places, I love talking to Uber, Lyft drivers, right? You see how the people are. I met a guy who went to the University of Illinois the same year I did. It's great. And they tell you, what do you eat? What do you do, right? Well, the robot going to tell you, yes, this is a very good cyber cafe. You can stay in here and have some fun. Come on now. We're people. We should be dealing with people and not having machines do things that people do when really, what is the need for this other than these billionaires have already thrown billions of dollars into these stupid self-driving things, and they won't refuse to just say, oh, that was a big mistake, and they keep throwing more money in it and more nonsense, trying to make it look like we're in the Jetsons when we're still living in the Stone Age, baby. I just love these tech people, you know, they're infatuated with robots and stuff, and they believe the horse manure that comes out of it. I'll give you the story, and I'll show you the total horse manure. Story is the most advanced AI robot gives a terrifying answer when it asks if it can create more of itself, right? This robot supposedly can interact with people, right? It's British company's Engineered Arts. Here's what the robot theoretically said. Right? And I don't think the robot made it up himself. It was either pre-programmed. There was some British guy hiding behind the curtain like in The Wizard of Oz, talking to the microphone to make the robot say, because here's what it said. Design itself? That's like asking when a toaster will start making its own bread. AI is a tool created and controlled by humans. It can optimize certain aspects of its operation, but design itself from scratch? That's a different ballgame. It requires creativity, innovation, understanding qualities that are uniquely human. Hey, talk about pre-programmed horse manure. Like I said, either that was programmed into the machine because they knew it was going to ask them, and that was something some British guy typed out to the code to the machine so it would say exactly that. Or there was some Brit hiding behind a curtain, like I said, reading the spiel that they had written. There's no way this artificial intelligent robot just made that up. That is such a cliche thing. Everybody's worried about Terminator, right? Terminator, the robots are going to take over, build themselves. So they put in this cliche story that, hey, if they would have made a movie using those lines, no one would watch it. They say, this thing is so corny, I can't watch this. It's just nonsense, right? I mean, they're acting like, oh, the AI robot thought of it themselves, you know? All I have to say about AI is one thing. It's called artificial intelligence for a reason. It's not real. Just like this response was not real from this robot. It was obviously pre-programmed or somebody just talking at a microphone. Well, you know, everybody's talking about nuclear fusion, the future, fusion where there's no pollution and endless power, la, la, la. And get this, nuclear fusion reactor in South Korea runs at 100 million degrees Celsius for a record-breaking 48 seconds. Yeah, maybe in the far, far future we'll have it. Maybe not. It's very hard to get things that hot where everything doesn't melt. You got to create more energy than you put in. They ran the thing for 48 seconds. They gave no mention of how much power was made, right? I mean, they did one once and it was enough power to power a toaster for a week or something, you know? It's kind of ridiculous, the things they're doing. And to make it even more bizarre, these scientists in Korea, it was done in South Korea, not North Korea. They don't know what they're doing up there, right? It's in South Korea. The Qatar scientists are aiming to push the reactor to sustain temperatures of 180 million degrees Fahrenheit for 300 seconds by 2026. So in 2 more years, it'll go for 300 seconds instead of 48. Well, we need power now. We need it for more than 48 seconds or 100 seconds, right? Regular nuke works fine. People are just always whining, oh, there's no nuclear waste. Big deal. So you can bury it somewhere. They put it in glass where it's encased, right? And of course, this is all political woke garbage that's come out. They were building that giant one in the mountains out west in the United States, and now I guess they shut the whole thing down. They're not using it at all to store the stuff, right? There's plenty of empty areas where you could store that stuff encased in glass. It doesn't react with the glass. It'll just sit there, right? Big walls, warning signs, right? It's not that hard to do. Everybody needs energy. It does not pollute the atmosphere like burning things do, but it creates a tremendous amount of energy, unlike solar panels and windmills that you put all this infrastructure and get a tiny little amount of electricity out, right? I mean, it's interesting that they're trying the fusion, but I mean, if they're saying 2 years from now, well, we can go for 100-something seconds, it's going to be a long time, if ever, that they're actually creating electricity that people can use. The ones they have now work. Why don't they just start implementing them? It doesn't make any sense to me. Tennessee gets 45% of their power from regular nuke plants. They've been around a long time. right? Have it had any problems? No, they haven't had any problems, right? I guess the powers that be don't have money invested in that, so they want to go for something different, right? And they've been suckered into this wind and solar panel garbage that does not create enough energy, takes up all kinds of space. The nuke plants don't take up that much space, right? You don't need thousands of acres of solar panel. You got one little area where you got it going. I don't just know why they just don't go back to that stuff. It worked. Sure, they had a few problems here and there because the people running them either were idiots like in the Ukraine, or in Japan, they put it an inch from the ocean. That's the earthquake zone of the world, the Pacific Rim, right? Oh yeah, let's just build it where there's earthquakes all the time too. Makes a really intelligent thing. They made bad decisions where they built them. And why should everyone be penalized because those people were stupid? So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.